On November 2nd, 2018, the RocketJump YouTube channel posted their last video of an animated short made by Nick Banton. The animation was a clip from the podcast Story Break, laughing about the randomly generated titles for romance novels that was produced by the artificial intelligence by a scientist named L. O'Brien. Former fans would comment on how they miss Freddie and would share stories on how they inspired them to get into filmmaking. What made Freddie W memorable, and why did he leave YouTube for good? Freddie Wong created his YouTube channel back on February 22nd, 2006, under the name Freddie W, and posted his first video titled Aces on the same day while he was currently attending USC. Brandon Laatch was also involved in producing the video, and he would soon be Freddie's business partner for the YouTube channel. Although he was well known as a content creator who made VFX videos, he got his fame by being the Guitar Hero guy playing YYZ by Rush. He would compete in the Guitar Hero competition at the World Series of Video Games in Dallas, Texas, back in July 2007, and would win first place by playing the song YYZ by Rush. Later in 2007, MTV would invite him to be a guest of the show Total Request Live, where they would play a segment of trying to form the ultimate rock band ensemble. They would name the band Eleanor Roosevelt. It would perform in Los Angeles and New York City to promote the upcoming release of the game Rock Band. He would be invited to play Guitar Hero at the YouTube Live event back in 2008. It would make 2 more Guitar Hero videos before moving on to other projects. On March 7th, 2010, Freddie and his team started to take their YouTube channel seriously and started producing short videos with CGI effects. They started off releasing the video Real Life Portal Gun for their online growth journey. About 2 months later, the Freddie W YouTube channel would hit 50,000 subscribers, and Freddie made a video talking about how he's going to give away prizes for people that could give him the best insult with exactly 10 words. Freddie Wong got his first movie gig by being involved as one of the producers with the film called Bear that was originally released back on June 4th, 2010. Also in 2010, Freddie created his second YouTube channel, Freddie W2. The channel would originally post behind-the-scenes videos of their short videos for the main channel. The rest of the crew that also helped Freddie grow his channel, Sam and Nico, would create their channels, Corridor Digital, Node, and sub-channels, Corridor Crew and Corridor Cast. The Freddie W channel would produce videos that involves action-packed gun shooting scenes, such as the 2-part video series of Modern Warfare, Light Warfare, Flower Warfare, Time Crisis, and their most popular gun videos in 2010, like Future First-Person Shooter and Huge Guns featuring Smosh. Freddie would also be invited to help produce a McDonald's commercial that featured Mystery Guitar Man that same year. He also worked with Wong Fu Productions by being involved with the action choreography as the assistant with Brandon for the short film Agents of Secret Stuff, starring Ryan Higa and Arden Cho. About a year later, on March 10th, 2011, Freddie would make a video thanking his audience for helping him reach 1 million subscribers and answer questions on how to grow a successful YouTube channel. Freddie Wong, Matt Arnold, and Desmond Dolly, who's known as Dez, would form a production company called RocketJump that same year. They would also make more videos related to video games and shows people recognize, like Real First Person Mario, Jedi A-Holes, Home Alone, Real Life Puss in Boots, and Real Life Mario Kart. He would also star in a short film called Come Fooled, created by Wong Fu Productions on May 5th, 2011, where he was the main character along with cameos from Ryan Higa, D-Storm, and Wes from Wong Fu Productions. He also got a viral hit with a video called Medal of Honor Cat on July 9th, 2011, which has over 68 million views, making this the second most popular video on his YouTube channel. Freddie also got to be in the Battlefield 3 commercial that aired in December 2011. In that same year, he was able to grow his YouTube channel to 2 million subscribers. With finding so much success on YouTube, Freddie Wong and his crew wanted to take their skills to the next level and create their own web series called Video Game High School, or VGHS for short. Freddie would also help his brother Jimmy Wong by jump-starting his acting career by playing one of the main characters, Ted Wong, while Freddie Wong plays his dad in the show. They created a Kickstarter page asking $75,000 to fund the production of the show. Not only were they able to raise enough money in less than 24 hours, but by the time they closed their pledge on October 22nd, 2011, they were able to raise about $273,725. They would release a trailer on the YouTube channel on May 11th, 2012, and would release the episodes once a week starting May 17th, 2012. The series would last for 9 episodes, with each episode lasting between 10 to 22 minutes. The RocketJump crew continued to make VFX videos they were known for back in 2010 and 2011, with more actors and a big cameo featuring Lindsey Sterling playing Link from The Legend of Zelda. With Video Game High School becoming a success, Freddie and his crew would create another Kickstarter campaign for Season 2 and was able to raise $808,341. The first episode of Season 2 would be released on July 26, 2013. It would last for 6 episodes, ranging ranging between 30 to 44 minutes each. After they released Season 2 of Video Game High School, Freddie and Brandon would make a video called Phase 2 back on October 23rd, 2013. Talking about how the short videos they made were heavily burning them out by the large amounts of time it takes to make them, along with the constant all-nighters they kept pulling to release those videos once a week back in that 2010 to 2012 era. They explained in the video that the Freddie W channel would be renamed to RocketJump, while the Freddie W2 channel would be given to Brandon. It would be renamed to Brandon JLA. Brandon would still hang out with the Corridor Digital crew, be part of the Node YouTube channel until 2019, and would create the company Stress Level Zero, producing VR games. The RocketJump YouTube channel released a video called Mexican Standoff featuring Key and Peele, which at the time of making this video currently has over 48 million views. To keep their channel active and give themselves more of a work-life balance, they would post their Face Rocker podcast episodes onto their YouTube channel while mixing in the VFX videos that they're known for. On January 23rd, 2014, RocketJump would announce their campaign for VGHS Season 3 for anyone that was interested in funding their series. They were able to raise $898,144, breaking their goal of their asking price $750,000. They would continue to post the short VFX videos, mixing in the Face Rocker episodes on the channel. In that same year, the RocketJump crew would create sub-channels RocketJump 2, where they mainly posted vlogs, behind-the-scenes footage, moved the rest of the Face Rocker podcast episodes, while mixing in some of their Story Break podcast episodes onto the channel. In RocketJump Film School, where they posted educational videos on filming and editing. Freddie Wong and Matt Arnold got invited to appear as guests for the show Conan with the host Conan O'Brien. There are 2 different clips on the interview uploaded on June 27th, 2014. On the Team Coco YouTube channel. The first clip would start off showing a teaser for Season 3 of Video Game High School, and then Conan would interview Freddie and Matt talking about the lengthy process it took to pull off the car flipping stunt. The second clip would start off with Conan sharing the RocketJump video. It would end with Freddie and Matt requesting a cameo from Conan to play a news anchor for an episode of Season 3 of Video Game High School, which he agreed to do for them. The trailer for VGHS Season 3 would be released on September 3rd, 2014, and the first episode would be posted on October 13th, 2014. There would be 6 episodes for Season 3, and they would range between 40 minutes to a little over an hour long each. This would also be the final season of Video Game High School. To end the 2014 year, Freddie would post a video called TIE Fighters featuring Jimmy Kimmel. They would continue to make VFX videos, along with cameos featuring Roman Atwood, Markiplier, and Captain Sparkles. RocketJump would also make a short film called The Death of RocketJump featuring Cheeky Boo. They would also make announcements for the channel RocketJump Film School and a trailer for RocketJump the show, where they would only post episode 1 on their channel. The series would be 8 episodes long. It would air on Hulu between December 22nd, 2015 to January 13th, 2016. The RocketJump crew would continue to post videos of VFX shorts on YouTube, and on January 25th, 2016, Freddie would talk about how the channel would be managed by having different employees from different departments of RocketJump, handling different duties such as posting short videos, replying to YouTube comments, how they've been live streaming on Twitch, bringing the behind-the-scenes videos in the main RocketJump YouTube channel, showing the employees that run the RocketJump Film School, and talking about how much their company has grown, thanking his viewers. The RocketJump channel would do as he would say in the video by posting VFX videos labeled under shorts, and videos of behind the scenes and vlogs labeled under This Week at RJ. In 2017, RocketJump would continue to release the short videos and would release the official trailer for Dimension 404 on March 28, 2017, announcing that the first episode would air on April 4, 2017. The show would last for 6 episodes, with each of them lasting about 40 minutes long, with the disgruntled fans growing increasingly louder about how they want the old Freddie W style videos back, another season of VGHS, and mocking how the channel is declining in views. On August 23rd, 2017, Freddie would talk about the concerns and would remain firm that he would not go back and make VFX shorts consistently again due to losing passion for it, but instead would like to focus on his passion for filmmaking with the overdramatic scenes of the employees losing their minds as he's explaining what projects he's working on in the video. Ironically, they would get 2 viral videos that same year. The Floor is Lava, that has over 149 million views and is the most popular video on the channel, and Curve the Bullet, which has over 31 million views. RocketJump would strike a deal with Crunchyroll. It would produce 3 episodes of Season 1 called Anime Crimes Division, starring Sung Wong Cho, aka Pro ZD. They would also post behind the scene videos in between each episode. RocketJump would continue to post mixtures of short videos, behind the scenes footage, and eventually post a trailer for Season 2 of Anime Crimes Division on September 5th, 2018, that would premiere 2 days later. The show this time would last for 6 episodes, with behind the scenes videos mixed in along with bloopers. They post their last video of an animated clip of the Story Break podcast on November 2nd, 2018, on the Corridor cast featuring Brandon Laatch on December 26, 2018. They would start off the interview with Brandon introducing his dog named Bandit, and he would update Sam and Nico about the development of Boneworks, along with his knowledge and passion for VR. He would also mention how he wants to continue to improve and revolutionize the VR industry. About 49 minutes into the podcast, Brandon finally reveals why he left the Freddie W channel.
The moment that I was done with the Freddie W channel was the moment that we had trailers for the actors on the set of VGHS. I walked into the trailers to go get the actors, and I looked around and I'm like, this isn't me anymore. This isn't what I'm aspiring to. This is not what I want to make. And it's not that I don't think that can be good. It's just a completely different avenue for that. That's like a fundamental fork in what we're trying to create.
He would also mention a reason related to the business side of YouTube.
On the business side, that coincided with YouTube's switch over to per minute, right? Which you kind of touched on earlier. It's like per minute versus per view. If you're financially rewarding something per minute, ultimately we've seen, it took years to sort of manifest itself, but we've seen how that's like dictated the content on the platform of YouTube. You know, everything's trying to be longer. How can we serve up more ads? And ads comes up every 7 minutes. And so how do you user retention, etc.
He mentions his final reason by using Hollywood as an example as not liking to do things traditionally.
I never really liked Hollywood. I didn't like coming out to LA. I didn't really like what I saw, and I kind of liked the way we did it in Minnesota better. And so I always kind of had like I don't know, kind of wanted to throw the finger to the man a little bit more. You know, like I don't want to join you. I don't want to like sort of reinvent what you're doing. It's like I kind of want to like topple it a little bit, you know?
Since Brandon left the Freddie W channel back in 2013, he founded the company Stress Level Zero back in 2014. He first developed a game called Hover Junkers, which was released back on April 5th, 2016, but had a lot of mixed reviews for the game. The negative reviews were mostly people talking about the lack of players online and the lack of updates, along with some of the people who gave money for crowdfunding not having instant access to the game after the original release date. He would develop another game called Duck Season and was released back on September 14th, 2017, that has mostly positive reviews. The few negative reviews he had were people complaining about how the game was unplayable with Valve Index controllers. The PC version of the game without needing to use VR headset and controllers would be released on June 17th, 2019. Brandon and his team would fix their mistakes and improve their development in the VR game and would release Boneworks on December 10th, 2019, and that became their most successful game they ever made. Him and his team would continue to develop another game, and on September 29, 2022, would release Bone Lab to capitalize on the success of Boneworks. The game was also a success and received mostly positive feedback. The latest update from Brandon is that he wants to make videos explaining his process of the engineering that took to transition from Boneworks to Bone Lab, and his company will commit to 2 years of post-launch updates for the latest game, Bone Lab. Jimmy Wong would be featured on episode 21 of the Corridor podcast. It would start off socializing like they normally do, talking about his humble beginnings of sharing a bed with Freddie for a year. After socializing for a bit, Jimmy would talk about how he got involved with Freddie by talking about how he recently graduated college and moved in with him because he had nowhere else to go back in 2011. He would start off being in some of Freddie's short videos back in that genre and would also try to find acting gigs and try to become a musician on the side during that time frame. He gained fame by having a song go viral of him singing about a racist rant about Asians by Alexandra Wallace. Jimmy created the channel Feast of Fiction with his co-host Amy Adams, where they make recipes based off from video games, comics, books, TV shows, and movies. About 25 minutes into the podcast, Jimmy would share how he felt about Brandon's reason leaving the channel.
My first reaction was just being a little upset, which is like, oh man, this was something that was really special to me.
Yeah.
I know it was really special to a lot of people. The fact that it was formalized and that's what turned you off of it is a bummer, because I wish maybe you understood how much it meant to me to have that as an actor.
Yeah.
And that was my approach to it. But I don't hold it against anyone, obviously, because if you don't like something, you don't like something. I think everyone's out here to change the world in different ways, and how they want to do it is completely subjective and up to them.
Absolutely.
For Freddie and those guys, they want to make movies, they want to make films, and I think entertainment and storytelling is one of the best ways to have an impact on the world at large. And so was gaming, right? So Brandon went into game development, and that's also something that obviously has a huge impact on everyone's lives.
Jimmy has continued to get work in other feature films, web series, and hosted and co-hosted a few shows. He also created the Command Zone YouTube channel back on May 8th, 2015, with Josh Lee Kwai, where they talked about gameplay and strategy from table politics, new deck set reviews, and deck building for Magic the Gathering. He got his other big breaks getting roles in films such as Mulan back in 2020, playing the character Ling, and voice acted for the character character Dinsong from the animated film Wish Dragon back in 2021. He also helped Brandon by being his face model for the VR games and voiced Jay from the game Bone Lab. What he's up to now as I'm making this video is he's still active on the Command Zone YouTube channel and has 2 more films he's acted in coming out later this year called Break Cute and Nightmare City. After Freddie Wong stopped posting on the RocketJump YouTube channel, he co-founded the Dungeons and Daddies comedy podcast back in January 2019 and is made up of the members Anthony Birch, Freddie Wong, Matt Arnold, Will Campos, and Beth May. They make it clear that it is not a BDSM podcast, but it's a bi-weekly podcast that tells the stories of 4 dads from our world, planet Earth, that are flown into a fantasy world in a quest to rescue lost sons. Their podcast is still active today and currently has at least over 31,700 patrons at the time of making this video. He's currently producing episodes of season 2 of Dungeons and Daddies. About a year before the RocketJump YouTube channel stopped posting videos, in 2017, Freddie would join a band called Dawn of Jane, which are made up of members Tamara Bruschetta, who's the vocalist and plays the guitar, Freddie Wong, who mainly plays bass and a little bit of guitar, and Josh Wolf, who plays the drums in the band. They would jam from time to time and would perform at several venues throughout the years. On episode 13 of the Corridor cast, Freddie Wong would start off talking about the new podcast he co-founded, Dungeons and Daddies, and talk about a bunch of random topics with Sam and Nico. About 14 to 23 minutes into the podcast, Freddie would reveal his discovery on the YouTube formula.
So when a website gets set as its context, it's really hard to change. And YouTube got set as its context. And its context is personality-driven, there's different aspects to it. But for the most part, right, like the stuff that when you look at who are quote-unquote popular YouTubers right now, personality-driven, individual personality types, right, on YouTube.
He would use this formula to explain that it doesn't fit into what he truly wants to do, and explains how he dislikes being a personality on YouTube and wants to be more known for his narrative content.
Just because something is fun doesn't mean that's something you want to do like as something you want to focus on as a career, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that's fun, to wit, my thousands of very stupid hobbies. But right, like but I think it has to grab you in a different way when it comes to a career standpoint.
So what would you say you want to do for your career?
Well, I think honestly what we wanted to do is it's narrative storytelling, it's narrative filmmaking, right? And I think that's something that we found, at least something that I found when we did Video Game High School.
About 38 minutes into the podcast, Freddie would go into more detail on why he had to stop making those short VFX videos and how it affected his health.
We were unhealthy when we were doing short videos in order to keep up with that. We were doing one a week and we were pulling an all-nighter every week. My sleep doctor has told me like that has affected you. Your sleep is now affected for the rest of your life as a result of that.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, cool. Was it worth it? I don't know. Right? Like,
In what way?
Well, there's like, it's not healthy. It screws with your sleep schedule. I got weird sleep issues now. Like, I mean, it's a good side effect, but not necessarily it's a side effect. I can fall asleep like instantaneously now. Like when I lie down for bed, people are like, oh, you toss and turn. It's like, I don't know what that means.
About an hour and 6 minutes into the podcast, Freddie would share his struggles on trying to make it in Hollywood and explain their way of judging people.
When people look at your past work, they look at our stuff and they're like, oh, you guys have done some stuff on YouTube? What? YouTube, the thing where that guy recorded a video of a dead dude? Oh, YouTube, the thing my kid watches, and it's like there's that, PewDiePie, and he like talks, what?
Yeah, the stigma's never left.
The stigma's never left. So anything you've done in this context, nobody cares. Because at the end of the day, there's only 2 things that matter in doing stuff in the traditional Hollywood sense, which is, did you make anyone any money? Did you win anybody any awards?
Freddie would create a TikTok account for RocketJump back in 2020 and would post short videos once in a while talking about random stuff he's interested in. His videos on TikTok still get decent views, and he's got a few viral videos of him pranking his brother Jimmy Wong, pretending to swing a golf club of hitting a golf ball at him, and talking about why he only goes to Chinese restaurants that have an average 3.5 star reviews. In late 2021, Freddie Wong and Matt Arnold would begin the process of shooting their film in Utah, We're All Going to Die. It's a film about a couple going on a road trip with aliens hovering around them. It's basically a romantic comedy with sci-fi elements, as Freddie describes in the video. He's featured on the YouTube channel Aputure with the cinematographer Bongami Malambo. In the video, they would go over the story of the film and share their experiences of behind the scenes of producing that movie. Between January 8th, 2022 to January 18th, 2022, Jay Schlatt would live stream on Twitch and ask Freddie's permission if he can make a reaction stream to his web series, Video Game High School. Jimmy Wong saw his message and gave him the okay before Freddie got the message and gave his blessing to stream the web series. Jimmy would join Twitch chat and watch the reaction stream of Video Game High School. Jay Schlatt would talk about how he was a huge fan of Freddie W. when he was in middle school and would make videos with his friends, similar to Freddie's short videos with VFX effects, and talk about how he would watch VGHS at least once a year. Ted Nevison would join a Discord call along with Freddie, and Ted would share a picture he took with Freddie when they were at PAX East back in 2013. Ted was also a huge fan of Freddie back when he was in middle school. As Jay Schlatt would live stream the show to his viewers, Freddie would talk about the behind the scenes memories he had when he was producing the scenes as they are watching the web series. In a different stream, Jimmy Wong would join the Discord call with Jay Schlatt. It would talk about his experiences and his point of view of what went on behind the scenes to make the show as they would watch the show together during their live stream. Jay Schlatt would post a compilation of those live streams on his VOD channel on February 1st, 2022. Jay Schlatt and Ted Nevison got Freddie as a guest for their podcast on the Chuckle Sandwich YouTube channel and posted the video on March 6, 2022. This episode would start off with Jay Schlatt and Ted being starstruck that they were able to get Freddie Wong to join a podcast, and they would talk about their discoveries on what it takes to be a YouTuber and Twitch streamer. About 35 minutes into the podcast, Freddie would share his memories on the struggles trying to upload the Video Game High School episodes on time for his fans.
Like, I remember one time we had to upload like one of the episodes. We're like, it's too big. We're doing the math. We're like, it's too big. It's not going to process in time for tomorrow. Our internet's too slow. And it was so infuriating because we're like, oh, it would literally be faster for me to take this on a thumb drive, get on a plane to San Francisco, run into YouTube and plug it into one of their computers than it would be to me to upload it.
Yeah.
Like, and then
how big were the files? Like,
we were doing like, I think this was, if I remember correctly, it was like 30 to 50 gigs or something at the time because we were doing 4K and stuff. It was just starting.
Sure.
But I remember our friend who worked at Riot was like, hey, we got like lightning fast internet here. So he like buzzed us into Riot for like
rushed over there with your drives.
Yeah,
and stuff.
like so like literally I think one of the episodes of season 3 only got it out in time because we like were at Riot at like 3 a.m, like using his computer to upload that, using their internet. And like I remember there were times we were late too.
Right.
And then I was like, man, I feel bad for all those kids waiting because it's like they're sitting there be like, it should be 9 o'clock, it should be up. And then meanwhile we're in like Burbank, California, be like, no, it's not working.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's wild to think about like our story of us just being like, oh, whatever. I remember being like, whatever, it'll be half an hour late. I'm like, no, that probably ruins a bunch of kids' days. Like there were kids who had to go to class then. I was like, man, no, well.
He's recently taken an interest in pottery. It would post pictures of it on Instagram. It would sell some of his creations towards the end of 2022. On January 17th, 2023, Jack Conte posted an interview with Freddie Wong on the Jack Conte Extra YouTube channel, mainly talking about the business sides on how Freddie ran his YouTube channel and Dungeons and Daddies podcast. Freddie would also share that he was able to make the movie We're All Going to Die from the funds from the huge financial success of the Dungeons and Daddies podcast. Towards the end of the video, Freddie shared an update about his movie.
When is the movie going to be done?
We're going to be done this year, and we're going to do the festivals early next year, 2023. Is it 2023? God, years disappeared on us. So we're going to try and go festivals, do it around, and we'll see where it goes.